Regularly scheduled programming will not be seen, so that we may bring you this special presentation from NBC News.
Houston, Texas, beyond the glitter, a town struggling to come back from hard times. At Houston's Astrodome tonight, the start of the attempted political comeback of the President of the United States.
From NBC News, Decision 92, the Republican National Convention. Here is Tom Brokaw.
Good evening, everyone, and the handlers for President George Bush, who have organized this convention at the Astrodome in Houston, Texas, have arranged this first night so that everyone will believe, once the evening is over, that the world is a safer, saner place, thanks largely to the policies of George Bush and the Republican Party. And now that he's arranged for world peace, if you'll just give him a second term, he'll arrange for a revived American economy. That's what they like to have everyone believe. They've also put together here a platform that is very conservative, and the explanation is that it's worked in the last 3 presidential elections. Why shouldn't we try it again? Well, in part because it is a changed world, with changed expectations and changed anxieties out there. The big question is, will it persuade those male conservative Democrats to come back to the fold for George Bush and the Republican Party one more time? A crucial question that we'll be exploring here tonight. Down in the hall now, that is still the party of Ronald Reagan, and we'll be hearing from Ronald Reagan later this evening, along with Pat Buchanan. That's an attempt to stitch together the fractious members of this Republican Party as they have argued and bickered along the way during the course of this long primary season. Here with me as well right now is NBC's John Chancellor, our commentator, who has been in Houston for more than a week watching the platform go together. John?
Tom, we're also watching in this vast arena 6 people who would like to be receiving the party's nomination 4 years from tonight. It's a very interesting bunch, and it's a lot of them. There are 6 of them. Quayle, Buchanan, from whom we'll be hearing soon, Jim Baker, the Secretary of State for another few days, Secretary of Defense Cheney, Phil Gramm, who will be speaking in this hall, and Jack Kemp, the overwhelming favorite of these delegates according to our poll. Jack Kemp. They wish he were on the ticket now. They want him to run in the future. And it's interesting as we look at the favorable ratings from the delegates of Pat Buchanan. He is lowest in all of that. Only 60% say they think Pat Buchanan has a favorable rating of these delegates in the hall. The highest is Jim Baker, Dick Cheney at 93, even higher, and Jack Kemp, the hero of the day, 95% approval rating. They love him. Well, excuse me, Tom. My suggestion is, if you're watching this, I propose that all of these people wear day-glow beanies so we can identify them more easily as they move around the floor.
Well, we'll know Pat Buchanan when we see him, because he'll be at the podium and he'll be giving one of the Pat Buchanan red meat speeches of this convention. And tomorrow night, by the way, Jack Kemp appears just before Phil Gramm. Phil Gramm is to give the keynote speech, and one of the real concerns of the organizers here is whether or not Jack Kemp will let go of the podium in time for Phil Gramm to get up there and deliver his speech in prime time.
Can I give you the favorables for the delegates? 95% favorable on Kemp, 78% on Gramm. It'll be an interesting moment.
Well, we'll be back to talk about George Bush, of course, and his prospect for re-election, what he has in mind right